Leicester, Midlands.
Oh,
An
maybe.
hour north of London.
Oh, because I played with a guy. He's come over to the States. The last time I played with him was like in 2017, but his name is Ola Unabule. You know him? He's a singer.
Wow.
Unabule. He's like Nigerian, but lives in London. But he tours all over Europe, and he's used me when he comes to the States before to play guitar with him. So I played like the Washington DC Jazz Festival, and in North. I played in Atlanta with him, and then I played in New York with him. So I mean, he's a British guy that lives out there, but he's like Nigerian in origin. So
I'll have to look him up.
it's been a while since I played in England, though.
Well, you should get back up. Well, you can't really play over here at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, you're gonna have to get back over on because hopefully end of the year everything will be back open. Fingers crossed,
Yeah, I'd love to go back there and play again. I mean, it's been a while. There's some great musicians out there too.
And it's gonna be some great demand, I think, when everything opens back up, because people have not had anything for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have that UK variant going around though. I'm just kidding.
I always love Ron. You're great.
I was just watching the news. I was like, "Oh, I'm not going over there." I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Ron, you've been very active. I noticed that you've been doing a lot of these performances online. I'm on your newsletter list. I've been on your newsletter list since the first time we did an interview, man. I love your stuff. Tell us about these online performances you've been doing.
Well, here's what I do. Like I have a show on Instagram. Well, actually, I've been broadcasting on Instagram and on Facebook and on TikTok. But I usually do. I have the show every Sunday called Sunday Evening Jazz. You guys can be a guest on one of these. And I started doing this like when the pandemic started because I had no gigs. So sometimes I'll invite guests. I'll invite 2 or 3 guests. Not particularly all jazz.
Yeah.
And I might invite people from the industry to talk about what they do. And I basically just interview people and they perform if they perform. You know what I mean? And they play one song and I ask them to tell them where to find them. To follow them and if they have new CDs or whatever. So I've been doing that for a while, and so my Instagram, it's weird. Like my Instagram, had some following in the beginning, but starting in the fall, I started getting like a ton of people following me. Now I'm almost at 23,000 people following me.
Jeez.
And it's basically not because of my Sunday evening show. It's because what I've been doing on TikTok is I've been doing a lot of educational videos. And I've been cross-posting them into Instagram and YouTube, and they're even more popular on there for some reason. It's kind of weird. So I started getting all these followers, and a lot of students and people wanting to have me as their teacher online from watching these videos. So it's been kind of cool, and so the show has been great. It's starting to getting more just more viewers.
Yeah.
Viewer count's getting up there. So if you guys ever want to be on the show, I'd like to invite you guys up too.
That would be awesome.
Hey,
that would be awesome. I would love to do it. So Ron Jackson with us today here on International Live, and Ron, I have known of you and known about you, and I consider you a friend for probably 10 years now.
I met you through this girl, Lady Abby. She was like a radio.
Yes.
So that was like 2013, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
you're what town again?
Well, at that time I was in Salina, Kansas, but now I am in Hutchinson, which is like an hour down the road. So.
Oh, yeah. I want to go. Kansas is one of my favorite bands, actually. Yeah, really. That's a great band, man. Actually, I had a friend. I was doing one of these club dates years ago, and this singer had played was actually in that band. Singer in Kansas for a little while. He told me it was wild, and he told me he liked women with blonde hair and silicone. That's what he told me.
That's great.
I've never heard a guy like that talk about like that. We were like, it was kind of funny. That's a great band, man. I love those. Carry On My Wayward Son.
Yes. Yes. So what makes a good jazz song?
A good jazz song or solo?
Whichever. Because you've got experience in everything. What makes a good song, my friend?
Oh man, that's hard to say. I mean, you know, you got to have a good melody and great chords, and I mean, it depends who you want to reach. I mean, you know, it depends on the music. I mean, as far as playing jazz itself, playing like a guitar solo or, you know, a solo like a jazz solo, you have to really know the language.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, you know, when they want to study with me, you know, they always want to know how you playing these scales. But basically, you learn scales and all this other stuff to be able to play like jazz lines. But you have to kind of learn that language by listening to records and learning their solos.
Yes.
From all the great masters of saxophone or whatever. You could apply it to all. You could, for example, in my case, you could apply it to the guitar. So, you know, like the scales are just like, it's just like words, you know, or letters in the musical alphabet, like in the English alphabet. Like, I don't talk to you guys like this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G, H, A, you know, you don't talk like that. You actually make words. It's the same thing with jazz. So, you know, so I try to teach people that, you know, if you're playing a scale, doesn't mean you're playing jazz. You're playing the right scale. You have to really learn like a line out of that scale.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that to me makes a good jazz musician. You know, I can tell if someone can play jazz or not, you know, because of the way they play, you know, on jazz songs, for example, when they improvise. I mean,
yeah,
you know, so that's about, yeah.
I was just going to say, I appreciate you've not been. I don't think you've been doing any performing. I know some parts of America are open, aren't they? But not all parts. But do you have a favorite venue out there?
Not particularly. I mean, there's some nice clubs in New York that I play at. You know, a nice place is the Birdland or the Zinc Bar, or you know, one of the clubs closed named the Jazz Standard. They closed because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, they're all suffering because they're all closed down. So, you know, I particularly like playing like festivals or, you know, traveling particularly, you know. There's some nice clubs out in California I was playing at. Some of these places are already closed because of the pandemic. So, you know, I was supposed to do a tour in this past fall, you know, and it never happened just because, you know, of the lockdown. I was supposed to go to Colorado. I was supposed to go back to California.
Yeah.
To places and, you know, and try to go to the Midwest, Chicago, but it never happened, you know.
Yeah.
So,
to be fair, literally everybody we've spoken to since March has been in a very similar situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that a recording studio?
I wish it was. Called me out on my green screen.
He's calling you out on the green screen.
Oh, it's a green screen. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, all my kids actually in front of me. The mic is real. The mic is real.
It's my green screen. It's the real green screen.
That's great.
Is that real behind you, James?
Oh, I've got my studio and I've got my banner behind me. That's about it. I don't have those cool ass guitars like you got there, Ron.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be cool. It just happens to be where I have to.
One is the amount of guitarists we have on the show. The setup, there's millions of guitars behind them. We know. No. I have to have this green screen because it's a tip in here. Otherwise, it's a bomb site. There's a piano on the left. There's DJ decks, lights, speakers, all over the place. Clothes, just madness.
So what's your radio show called in England there?
I've got the Drive Time show on Leicester 107.5 FM. This show is called International Live, and it gets played on the Friday between 5 and 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And you can listen online, www.leicester.fm. It's not spelled Leicester like you'd spell the name Leicester in America, though. It's Leicester.
Oh, so after this show, please send me a message with all the information.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll
So
have Dan shoot you an email.
You've actually saved our show today, Ron, so we should give you a big thank you, because we've had people bail on us because I think the Super Bowl's
The
on
Super
later.
Bowl is in the United States today, and we've had people bail on us.
No, I'm not doing my show. I'm doing I usually do Sunday evening jazz. I decided not to do it tonight just because of all that.
Yeah, smart move.
So I bailed on my own show.
So, so Ron, we a little behind the scenes today. We had a we've had a little bit of everything, and right before we had you on, we had a Polish black heavy metal band. That just crazy deal. So when Dan airs this show in the United Kingdom, we're probably not going to be able to do the crazy metal from Poland in that. So what I was going to do was have him mix in some of your music as well. Where should Dan grab some stuff, and what would you recommend?
Well, my last album was this one called Standards and Other Songs. It was actually the top 100 of the jazz charts in 2019 in Jazz Week.
Yeah.
That's a great record. I did some renditions of jazz standards, but also some pop songs. And like even a song by Drake, and I made it into jazz. That's a great thing to put on if you want to put on,
Awesome.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll definitely
We're
check
talking
that
about
out.
everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, whatever you might be into,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that's my latest record. I'm trying to get another record out by the end of the year, actually. Or by next year, actually, this time. Because, it's not a great time to release a record.
Yes.
So I'm working on it now.
Yeah. During a pandemic, it's not a not a great time to put a record out.
I have my managers talking to labels. So you know what? I'm trying to get something out by the end of the year. Kind of the same concept,
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
oh, that's I declined that.
Look at that. Ron's so busy. He's in demand. He's getting calls, baby. Look at that.
That was actually on FaceTime, which is weird. I don't know why it was calling me. I have like an iPhone.
I love the sound effect, though.
It's on the radio.
Well, Ron, as we wrap up here with you, my friend, before we let you go, how do people get your stuff, buy your music, find you on social media, all this stuff?
Oh yeah, so my website's ronjacksonmusic.com, just like my and all my social media. You can buy, you can contact me about lessons and whatever you want, and buy my music or sheet music. You could also just go to my social media is Ron Jackson Music on everywhere. So Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. All those places is Ron Jackson Music consistently. So,
awesome.
It's easy to find me.
I can only keep up with Instagram one, but I'm definitely going to go and find you and add you.
Find me and I'll follow you back.
Yeah, no, I'll get you added in the next few minutes.
You back. I mean,
I always love your humor, Ron. That is one thing I love about you, besides your music.
Sometimes I go to comedy shows in New York when it was happening, and I like comedy. And
I miss comedy shows.
You go to my Instagram, I have some reels where I do some jokes like about guitar players, like how do you stop a guitar player from reading? Put some music in front of him.
That is great.
Jokes. You like?
That is great. Well, Ron, you have basically helped save our show today. Thank you, sir.
Great.
and I will be in touch, my friend, and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks. Let's keep in touch, okay, guys?
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
I'll get in contact with you, okay?
Yes.
Sure.
All the information. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. There he goes, Ron Jackson. And I guess, Danny, as we wrap up here, I go to you. What do you make of today's show?
Well, it was a crazy start. Let Jay and Samantha stay in. questionable decision there by me. I went a bit gun home. I didn't realise you were going to just bring somebody in. I didn't know about that person. But no, that was interesting. Polish guy really made the evening. It's just a shame we can't play his stuff.
Yes.
Or the interview, really. But what a guy, you know.
Yes. What an individual.
Dream right there.
What an
Ron
individual.
is obviously an absolute pro, and I'm looking forward to getting his music out on air with this interview.
Yes.
So yeah, big shout out to Ron. Thanks for coming on.
And that'll wrap it up here